My parents took us to the most haunted city in America, New Orleans. But how did the city earn that eerie title? And most importantly, how likely are we to encounter anything haunting along the way? Not a big fan of ghosts, so I'm not feeling overly great about that.
And the big question is, what does this haunted legacy look like for first-time visitors like us?
We saw a man feeding an alligator marshmallows, which has changed my life.
If you're planning a trip to New Orleans, you're in the right place. Throughout our time here, we got to experience NOLA in all of its glory, the quirky, the uncanny, and the downright creepy things that you won't find anywhere else on the map.
This music is coming from the calliope, a steam-powered musical instrument that creates sound through whistles. In this case, it's coming from the iconic Natchez Steamboat in New Orleans. This historic riverboat offers visitors a chance to experience the city's past while cruising along the mighty Mississippi River. Built in 1975 to resemble the classic steamboats of the 19th century, the Natchez is the last authentic steamboat operating in the city. It features traditional steam-powered engine, and guests can enjoy scenic sightseeing tours, live jazz music, and delicious southern cuisine. It's a cherished symbol of New Orleans.
This boat, I think, was built in the 70s, and it has 2 steam engines, both of which are 99 years old, and we can actually go see them. So we got some footage of that, which we'll overlay, and that was very cool.
We've also learnt that New Orleans is the most haunted city in America.
Not a big fan of ghosts, so I'm not feeling overly great about that, and I'm not feeling overly good about finding out how haunted it is.
The Natchez may not have felt haunted, but it definitely had that eerie vibe.
We spent our first night here at the heartbeat of New Orleans, Bourbon Street. We kick things off with our very first iconic New Orleans drink, the Hurricane. It's a sweet blend of rum, juice, and syrup, but trust us, there's more to it than just that. There's another famous must-try New Orleans cocktail, but you'll see that one a bit later on in the video. But let's talk about the music. It's impossible to walk down Bourbon Street without being swept away by the rhythm of the city, from jazz bands spilling right out on the sidewalks to the country tunes drifting from every corner. The streets pulse with New Orleans' rich musical history. It was an unforgettable night, one that ended with frozen cocktails served in teddy bear cups. For day 2 in America's most haunted city, we ventured further into Louisiana for a swamp tour. The landscape is as wild as it is beautiful. We also started to get a taste of how unpredictable the weather and rain can be. These swamps are a crucial part of Louisiana's ecosystem, protecting the coastline and providing a home for countless species, including the iconic alligator. As we cruised through the murky waters, we came face to face with some of these ancient creatures, their eyes peeking above the surface, perfectly adapted to their environment. And yes, we even got to hold a baby alligator. It was a pretty surreal experience. This excursion had the potential to feel scary, but it was actually beautiful to see just how harmonious the locals were with the environment.
We saw a man feeding an alligator marshmallows, which has changed my life.
And then he pulled an alligator out of a cooler, because they keep them in captivity until they're 3 feet long, so they have a better survival rate. Wild. If you've made it this far in the video, and if you're finding it helpful, we would love if you'd show us your support by clicking that subscribe button. Subscribing to our channel helps us to connect with like-minded travelers and adventure seekers like yourself. We hope through sharing what we learn and experience while traveling, we'll be able to help you plan your own adventures.
Our goal this year is to stay curious, open to new experiences, and continue the journey of connecting with others.
We decided it was time to dive into some local cuisine. Some of the iconic dishes you'll recognize from New Orleans are gumbo, jambalaya, crawfish, and etouffee. But the real treat for us was trying traditional New Orleans dessert, bananas Foster. This classic American dessert was created right here in New Orleans and features bananas cooked in a rich butter, brown sugar, and rum sauce. And the preparation adds some serious drama. We are trying to get a little bit more adventurous with our food choices and our palates, so if you have anything else to recommend to eat in New Orleans, please comment below. To top it off, we were entertained by a talented a cappella trio. It was such a great dining experience. On our third day in America's most haunted city, we decided to take a city tour, and our guide was hands down the best we could have asked for, a real wealth of knowledge. We began by driving through the Garden District, where he pointed out famous houses and stunning architecture. Our next stop was the iconic Café du Monde for a taste of the New Orleans famous beignets. They're a must-try when you're in town. After that, we explored one of the city's historic cemeteries, and contrary to what you might expect, it didn't feel haunting at all. In fact, it was really peaceful and beautiful. Things on this tour did take a more somber turn a bit later. Our guide shared his personal experience with Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina was a devastating Category 5 hurricane that struck the southern east United States in late August 2005. He spoke about the devastation and how the city was completely unprepared for the disaster. The pumps and levees that were meant to protect the city were overwhelmed, and the impact was unimaginable. Our guide was so insightful. He pointed us to the Mahogany Jazz Hall, and it did not disappoint. It was here that we tried our second local cocktail, the Sazerac. Personally, it wasn't my cup of tea, but it's definitely worth trying if you're in New Orleans. Despite my mixed feelings about the Sazerac, the combination of the classic brass sounds and the intimate atmosphere of the Mahogany Jazz Hall made for the perfect end to our experience in New Orleans. While we didn't encounter any ghosts, what we did experience was a city filled with history, hardship, and a whole lot of love and pride. As first-timers in the Deep South, it was an unforgettable experience. We met people who truly cared about their city and its story. Whether you're a believer or not, New Orleans certainly has a rich and powerful history. We did have this one creepy experience with a light bulb in our room, but it could have been nothing, right?